Well, we can get into that later, but
Yeah.
I'll talk about that in a bit. But
Okay. Welcome to Editor.
welcome to Editor. It's been a bit.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
man.
we're in the same place at the same time, and yeah, I was like, "Do you want to keep doing the podcast?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I kind of half expected you to be like, "Nah, let it die."
No, it's not so much the pod. Look, I enjoy the podcast for what it is. I have no desire whatsoever to edit anything.
Yeah.
At all. I have even a hard time editing my own photos.
And
still have a backlog.
I have a huge backlog of edits.
Yeah. So.
But I'm just gonna slap this on the timeline, sync the audio, and hit publish.
Yeah. So we'll try our best with that. But the idea is like, it's an opportunity to connect with you, to see you in person, to go for a walk. I love a walk and talk.
Walk and talk, baby.
Maybe not ideal for
Sound as a car driving
I
by.
bet the sound is actually pretty fine. We got fancy lobs. We got
Yeah.
our little
Set up, ready to go.
setup, and probably shaky cam. Although the stabilization on that thing is surprisingly good.
Yeah, it should be
Actually,
fine.
it's not surprising. It's to be expected, I guess now.
Now, yeah.
But sometimes it is nice to have a fancy, double ender or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is fine. It's just for me, it's a vector for, just hanging
Doing
out with
it.
you.
Let's do it.
Just hang out with
We're
you.
making things happen.
Yeah.
So what? Give me the quick recap of the second half of 2025 for you, because I don't think we've done this in like 6 months. So
Dude, I don't remember.
you
I'm so bad at that.
you went a bunch of places.
Yeah,
You did
yeah.
a bunch of stuff. I don't think we've talked on camera since you went to Japan.
Has it been that long?
I think
That's over
so.
a year.
You were. Oh, okay. Nah, maybe that's
Right?
not true.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I was there. Yeah, I was there like all of October
24.
24. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
and
definitely
then
been over a year.
And then you went to the East Coast a couple times
Yeah.
with our friend John
Yeah.
from the Tetris community,
Yeah.
and you
Did a bike ride over there too, and hung out with John a bunch. That was awesome.
and the East Coast Marchive,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Marchive,
Yep.
and then you also.
I'm gonna keep kicking that thing. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You went to LA a bunch, and you went to San Francisco and nearly walked a marathon, or did walk a
I
marathon?
walked over a marathon. The goal was a 50K,
A 50K.
but my knee blew out. And Delaney, your sister, made the very wise call for me to just
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I think I had a few miles left,
Yeah.
something like that. So, yeah, I did end up doing 50K that day,
Whoa.
but just not in that specific session.
The route, yeah, you were
Yeah, I
gonna
think I
do-
ended up with like 51K for the day, like including
Dang.
all the other walking we did. But like, yeah, my left knee, my IT band on those descents,
Yeah.
because so I purposely made the route for as much climbing and descending
Oh,
as possible.
yeah. Oh,
So,
man.
and yeah, it was just too much for my knee at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, tricky. I've been having a lot of trouble with that knee actually, so part of what I'm doing this year is working on that.
Yeah. Strengthening it up, not blowing it out.
Yeah, and fixing imbalances and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch this podcast or listen to this podcast and don't watch any of my other videos, I had a kid.
Oh yeah.
I had a kid. She's in this stroller contraption that we're walking and pushing. She's having a bottle, and I mounted a camera on here that I borrowed from my friend Jordan Polmano. It's the Insta360 Go Ultra.
Yeah.
Got it on this
camera.
like small rig arm. Yeah, it's kind of the GoPro killer. I think GoPro might be out of the market with this, and then the stuff that DJI has been putting out. Although in the U.S.
You
market,
can't really
like
get DJI. Yeah.
DJI stuff isn't going to be a thing. But they made that other company. They spun off some people, and they made Extra. Have you seen that?
I have. Yeah.
They really just have the little gimbal, the Pocket
Yeah.
3 version.
Which is a
for
great
the US.
little camera actually. I like the form factor. I like that it's so different.
Yeah.
It actually would have been perfect
This
for this
situation.
situation.
Situation, having it stabilized gimbal camera
Yeah.
on the stroller Yeah, maybe we'll have to get our hands on one of those to test out.
If I were to have a vlogging camera that wasn't my phone, 'cause
Yeah.
obviously I just still think the phone is
It's great.
perfect for that.
Yeah.
It's instantaneous, and minimal friction. But if I had to have a vlogging camera, that would be the one.
Yeah, so I'm working on a full-length video on this camera. I took it to New York at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
And I tried to do most of my vlogging with it, but stuff like in the airport, like it's like not convenient to pull it out. So I did some vlogging on my phone in the airport, and then I brought the R5C with the longer lens to get like B-roll with.
Right.
So I have a trip. This year my dad is turning 70 and he's decided he wants to go to Japan. Yeah. For audio listeners, Gilbert just put his hands up in the air and a cheer. Are we gonna go straight or are we gonna turn?
We're gonna make it right.
Okay.
This is a good time to pause and check on baby though.
Yeah.
Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know either, but now they can cross in any direction at pedestrian scrambles. Pedestrian scrambles are intersections that allow pedestrians to cross in every direction, including diagonally. These intersections make this possible by having an exclusive pedestrian phase in the traffic lights. To use a scramble as a pedestrian, press the walk button when you arrive at an intersection and wait for the current green light cycle to complete. When the walk signal lights up, cross in any direction of the intersection. Drivers and cyclists should continue to focus on traffic signals and only proceed when the traffic lights are green. Sharing the road is easy. Learn more at fresno.gov/BPAC.
So you're saying your dad is turning 70?
My dad's turning 70. We're going to Japan, and I want to figure out what camera situation I want to bring. Now, late last year, I bought a Canon C50. And I really, really like it, but I think it's gonna stay in my kit with the C70 and be my like production cameras. That's gonna be the camera, those two are gonna be the cameras for jobs.
Right.
Wide and close up. C50 on the wide, C70 on the close up. And my R5C is getting promoted or demoted, I don't know how you wanna think of it, as my vlog camera. That's what I was thinking when I bought it. But just this last weekend, there was a family party and I brought the R5C and the 24-105, and I had the baby in one arm and I had the camera on a strap on my side, and Lauren was like, why'd you bring such a big camera? And I was like, I didn't have a good answer. At the moment, I didn't say really anything. I was just like, because I wanted to, but I should have been like, oh, because I want to take such good pictures and video. And now I'm rethinking like, maybe I should have a smaller camera, but something with a zoom.
Yeah.
So just this weekend, I was thinking maybe I should get that Canon PowerShot V1 with the 16-50 lens. It's about a micro four thirds sensor size. You don't think so? I think
there isn't a brand. This is not a brand thing. This is
a
like
compact camera.
Yeah, like for that stuff, you're gonna be hard pressed to get me to say, like, don't use your phone, or don't use something like this. Like,
but I want something that can go wide, like 16 mil.
Yeah, I mean
then,
the zoom part is the key. I
yeah,
get it, yeah,
and then it goes to 50 equivalent, and I get the portrait stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
In a moment, like, oh, come take our picture. You have a camera, come take our picture. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Ugh.
It's only $850,
Only.
I think. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will rent one for Japan.
Rent one, see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you'll love it, but it is going to be small, which is your biggest factor. But
Yeah, carrying the baby and carrying a camera at the same time
it's fine.
might be the.
Just think of the baby as a tripod.
Yeah, my gimbal. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So almost every year we do an episode at the beginning of the year talking about our themes
Right.
for the year. What is a theme? It's not a resolution. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's a New Year's theme, kind of setting the tone for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so rather than do something along the lines of a resolution, which is pretty rigid,
Yeah.
the idea, this is kind of crafted by CGP Grey and Mike Hurley of Cortex.
Yeah.
which is under Relay FM or Relay. The idea is to have a kind of an overall purpose or guiding thinking, or something to guide your thinking throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
And so you kind of set up a theme, and you filter kind of your decision making and your processes and the things that you want to do throughout the year through that, kind of overall theme. And most people do it for a year. You can do it seasonally. You can, it's really obviously do whatever the hell you want, but
Quarterly, trimesterly.
yeah. So I wasn't going to do one this year, but I ended up deciding on it kind of last minute, and I'm happy about that. But yeah.
Yeah. So, I didn't put a lot of thought into my theme. I think I just kind of came up with a phrase last week that I think will work well.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to
you
go
go ahead.
first?
I want to
You
hear
me
about
to go?
yours.
Okay.
Yeah, especially to see how your thinking has evolved over the last week. It'd be interesting.
So, I guess the other thing from last year is when the baby was born, I stepped down from my full-time job at CMAC to be more of a full-time dad and then like part-time creator, business, our business editor. So I have done a handful of video projects since the baby has been born. I think I make a long-form YouTube video maybe once a month. I'm trying to get back into it. So I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to get back on the horse. So I think my theme for this year is back on top, or back in the saddle, or I don't know, back in black. I don't know. AC/DC. But
You stay on the sidewalk. I'll just be 6 inches, an additional 6 inches shorter than you.
And yeah, I want to get back into the rhythm of, oh, there's not a rampy part. It's just a bump. It's just a bump. Sorry, baby. It's just a bump.
Okay.
Back into making long form YouTube videos, maybe weekly. That's kind of what I was doing since I did the daily vlog back in 2021.
Right.
Yeah, 2022, 23, 24, I was kind of at a pace of like once a week, once every other week. And it's a good exercise. It's like not shy of just like, I'm a YouTuber and I mean, like it's good, like it's a good muscle to flex. It's a good workout.
In addition to flexing the consistency, right?
Yeah.
Working out that muscle.
Yeah. So I also I had built a pretty good consistency of taking this baby on a walk,
Right.
2 or 3 times a
Big
week,
bump.
and I think that's been good. And now that I've kind of set up this contraption so that I can walk and talk on the stroller, this baby can listen to me ramble.
Yeah.
And then subsequently everyone on YouTube can listen to me ramble.
Yeah.
And all I gotta do is walk and hit record on this little camera contraption attached to the stroller. I think I can do it. So I don't know, that may feel more like a resolution than a theme. But the overall theme,
No, it feels very themey to me. Yeah.
back into the swing of things,
Yeah.
is where I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Man, there are a lot of telephone poles in this sidewalk.
It's an extremely pedestrian averse. So let's go back onto the street. Sorry, I tried to
It's
get
okay. It's
the
okay.
baby on the sidewalk more, but it's
Yeah.
like Jurassic Park.
it's more dangerous on the sidewalk.
It
than
really
in the
is,
street.
and like places to trip and fall, and yeah, if you didn't have really good stability, and super dangerous walking on the sidewalk here. So most people just walk against traffic on the street here, and there's occasional bike lanes. But we're gonna actually be
on a
in one of the actual bike lanes in town, like
a trail.
Yeah, an actual trail,
Yeah.
which is a rare thing here. So. you know.
Is it the only one in Kingsburg?
No, there's one
There's another one?
on Academy going toward Cam.
Okay.
In fact, this would take us right to it.
Oh, this will connect to.
No, it doesn't really connect. Nothing connects. There's still sidewalks, like you got to pass a school and everything. Yeah. But yeah, so it does feel very themey. So the resolution would be like something more specific.
I'm
more
gonna go to the
targeted.
gym.
Yeah.
every Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, yeah. So not like a goal, but like something you want to change about yourself in a year. That would be so. Like goals tend to be even more specific, and
Yeah.
perhaps a little bit more. You break it down a little bit more. Right?
Yeah.
So.
I
I'm
kinda
usually kind of averse to that, but actually this year I'm adopting more goals. But go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's just the baby. We're hopefully gonna get her into daycare in the next 6 to 9 months, and yeah, that'll free up quite a bit of my time to get back into the swing of things, get back to where I was, and making stuff.
Yeah, maybe not back where you were, because no matter what.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. Like everything is like kind of like, it's like almost like the baby is the overarching theme for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. I've got the two.
Take care of this baby.
Yeah.
Shepherd this baby into adulthood until I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I guess the one goal that's like more of like a tangible goal is, it's been like 3 or 4 years since I made a short film, and I'd like to write, direct, and edit a short film this year.
That'd be fun.
But I'm not, as it fits into the calendar.
Right.
I have a couple of ideas floating around. There isn't one. Usually when I make a short film, there's one that popped in. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's a story I can tell. I have friends who can act it, and let's go. Like all the stars kind of align for it. And I haven't had a story idea that I feel like is that most doable like that. And I'm also not the kind of like filmmaker to like brute force my vision either. It's just like, I have this idea, I need to make this. I'm gonna find actors, I'm gonna find funding, I'm gonna make it happen. Like, no. I'm gonna keep coming up with ideas until I'm like, oh yeah, that one I can do. Let's do it with no budget and some friends volunteering their time. I don't know if I've just never felt so passionate about an idea that I'm like, I'm gonna make people give me money, and I'm gonna figure out actors to act it. Like, I'd rather it kind of come together organically with the pieces of the puzzle that I have in front of me.
That's a lofty one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
It depends on a lot of things falling together, but that's the organic part, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel better when it comes together organically than like having to brute force either the whole thing or like 50% of the thing, even a third of the thing. Like,
right.
It's just like, this isn't, I'm making this happen, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like it came together. Yeah, so that's how I'm feeling about 2026 so far. Time will tell.
Out of curiosity, kind of jumping back a bit, like, how has it been being a dad, like transitioning to being a dad?
Honestly, this is the most joy I've ever had, but it's also the most tired I've ever been.
Yeah.
Just like 2 nights ago, I was tricked into thinking things were well. The baby was sleeping from like 7 or 8 until 11, and then telling me she's hungry like this, hungry.
Right.
And then, but then sleeping from like 11:30 or midnight until 7:30. And 2 nights ago, I helped her out, got her bottle at 11:30, and then I was like, yeah, she's gonna sleep till 7. And so I kind of tinkered around on cleaning up some stuff and doing some editing until 1 a.m. And then she woke up at 4 and did not go back to sleep. So I got like 3.5 hours of sleep total, I think.
How much would you say it has aligned with your expectations versus the reality?
Honestly, I thought there would be more crying.
Yeah,
involved.
Depends on the kids.
Depends on the kids.
Yeah.
But this kid, yeah, she lets me know. She's telling me she's hungry right now, so we might take a little break before we hop into your themes.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's very communicative and
Hungry?
Yeah, Milkies, eat Milkies. Yeah. All right, we'll take a short break. Here's a word from our not sponsors. I saw 2 new mail trucks on my drive over.
Nice. We have a ton in Kingsburg, actually. Weirdly, that one's just like an anomaly.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, but we'll walk past. You'll see several of them parked.
Okay.
Baba?
Baba.
Yeah? Baba?
She's like, I'm part of this conversation too.
This is CMAC. CMAC has everything you need to tell your story, from studios to equipment to training. Learn more at cmac.tv.
Well, we're back. We had a non-existent sponsor break, so there was that.
Yeah, this episode is made possible by CMAC, the Community Media Access Collaborative in Fresno. If you want to learn how to make videos and you're in the Central Valley, visit cmac.tv or CMAC in downtown Fresno.
Quite an organization.
Yeah,
Really is.
We're not using any CMAC equipment this time, but sometimes we like to use the CMAC podcast studio.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm wearing my CMAC sweater too. Yeah. Okay,
We're back.
we're back. My theme, back on top. We're getting back in the groove.
Adjusting to being the dad.
Yeah, fitting my want to create movies with justifying that with being a new father
Yeah.
and finding the balance. You know, the last 9 months.
Oof. Balance. Killing me.
Yes. I mean, I will never truly find balance, but I can aspire to it, right?
You can aspire to it.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Fair enough.
Yeah. And that brings us to Gilbert's theme, or themes.
Theme. Just the one theme.
One theme,
Just the
but
one
you've
theme.
got, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll let you explain it.
Yeah.
I will butcher it.
You know, last year, part of the reason why I have difficulty remembering the second half of my last year is because I had, I've been dealing with, I think the last time we talked, I had already been dealing with a major change in my life with the liver surgery.
Yeah,
With the
yeah, you had
resection.
liver surgery.
Yeah, so we're gonna cross into there. We had
You're the liver king.
I had a resection, so they cut out basically half my liver.
Wow.
To recap, and I had gotten quite sick. Thank you. I had gotten quite sick, so a lot of the second half, that was in March, I think, last year? I can't
Yeah,
remember, honestly.
that sounds right.
A lot of the second half of the year was adjusting to that lifestyle and the changes in my routines and health, my own routines, right?
Yeah.
And then trying to regrow, because the liver regenerates, as we talked about, but trying to
Yeah.
regrow my liver. And turned out that wasn't happening.
No.
It was actually getting worse. So I switched over to having I got into a study, stem cell study, and I did a stem cell trial where they injected some stem cell goop into me.
And it wasn't like your own stem cells.
No.
Yeah. Because that's a thing. People
Yeah.
they take the stem cells from their bone marrow, whatever.
Yeah. To see if it would, jumpstart it, whatever magic happens with stem cells. And yeah, at first it wasn't going well. And in fact, things started getting even worse. And I still am technically on the transplant list. And it was pretty imminent within 90 days, but then I did labs weekly for this trial.
Dang.
So
You like that though. You
I
like it
don't-
when they pull the blood out of your body.
Totally, yeah,
But-
I get off on it. Yeah. Yeah, something wrong with me. But yeah, so labs were getting worse and worse, and then all of a sudden they got way better. Like not great, but still way better than they were prior, and they didn't understand why. So multiple tests and ultrasounds and all that stuff, and then they discovered that I may have had a blockage, and the blockage cleared up somehow, which I personally attribute to really sticking with it and the changes in my health and lifestyle,
Yeah.
and my commitment to keep moving, right? We've
Yes.
talked about that a million times.
You got it tattooed on your arm.
Yeah, it's my little instruction manual, right? And then the next subsequent labs were even better and better, and then finally the trial ended, and they found out that basically my liver had gotten from 50% function at the resection, it had gone down to the 20 percentile,
Yeesh.
and then it went back up to where it was kind of at its right after the resection, and they did experience some growth finally.
Hey.
So it seems like I'm on the right track in that regard, but so kind of everything that I do is in service to that, right? And in
Yeah.
service to the improving my health so that I can be here for my family and friends and all that. So back to the theme, the thing I care most about these days from the standpoint of, like I said, being there for my family and friends, but also in terms of longevity and in terms, and I don't mean like the biohacking stuff. I mean,
Brian Johnson.
yeah. I mean, you know, shout out to John. But in terms of what I'll refer to as grand gestures, which I'll get into in a moment. But like, so in order to do all that stuff, I need to be durable
Yeah.
and be able to, you know, sustain. And so this year, this theme is the year of durability for me.
Durability.
And I spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff, like, and I draft a document and I kind of try to help myself understand what that means. Like last year was a year of crossings, and crossings meant a whole bunch of different things. I think I did pretty well on that theme overall.
Nice.
And that was like crossing interpersonal and cultural boundaries, crossing bridges, you know, a whole bunch of different meanings. But
Yeah.
so for durability, I've stepped up what I was already doing, which was I do a lot of movement stuff. I do a lot of exercising, both socially and for obviously function, for health and fitness. I care a ton about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely interested in it.
As you know, longtime listeners may consider this kind of a tech podcast. Like the only tech that you're really following these days is health and fitness
Related for the most
related
part.
tech.
Yeah, because, and it's not because, there's part of it is like, I'm super jaded by the tech industry in general.
It's been, and that's a whole conversation
Totally.
we'll have.
And we'll unwrap that at some other point. That is
Next
worth
week.
unraveling.
Yeah.
I'm jaded by that. I'm also jaded by the idea of just like having so much crap in the first place.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like gonna die. You're like, okay, now everybody's got to deal with my crap.
You put everything into the imminent death puts things into perspective.
It sure does. Like flipping a car, rolling it over, and then you know gonna die from your liver or whatever. That all helps.
Your liver trying to kill you.
Really helps focus you. And then also from the perspective of I remain feature complete. Like I have a 2021 MacBook Pro
Yeah.
that still feels perfectly brand new to me.
Yep.
In terms of what it can do and how and what I need it for. My cameras, I no offense to Canon users or Fuji or any others, but like my original Mark I Sony A1s
Yeah.
remain to me some of the best cameras ever made in history.
And they are.
And
truly
they are still over 5 years old now. There's still stuff
Capable.
that has slightly gotten ahead of it, but like there's still nothing that's really moved the needle for me, like in terms of why would I change that, right?
Yeah.
I've got one of my favorite cameras of all time, my Leica Q2 monochrome,
Yeah.
nice and compact, which I really think you should bring to Japan, frankly. That's just me. That's a way better camera to bring. There's that, and then there's also like my A7CR, which is like super compact, really great, high resolution when I need it. It's slower than the A1, so I get spoiled, but like, and I still end up using them for the most part, and I like a big camera. I don't need any glass, you know? The only thing we really think about is like what would serve editor, right?
Yeah.
And like honestly, like this little stuff for the most part is fine. And then you have your C50 now, like that's a fantastic camera.
Yeah, all the client work can be covered by that.
So like I don't know, man. Like in terms of like stills, I'm really well served. In terms of like tech in general,
You might
there isn't-
update your iPad every couple of years, but
No, more than that. Yeah, like it's like usually I go minimum of 3 years.
yeah.
And even then I could have gone longer with the M1s. Like you're using an M1 still and it's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then like my kids are using my M1s. So like they still get tons of use for many, many years. I just don't, I'm not for want of anything. Really, you know? I don't know, I'd consider one of these little things because I like the pod for cycling.
Yeah.
And I just over GoPros. Anyway, like you said, we'll talk about it some other times. I'm going way off the rails.
Yeah. But durability.
But durability for me is all about like, what can I do with my body? How can I use it not only in service to my body and health, but in service to others, right? And then, so basically I've structured my entire year of movement and fitness around what I've referred to before as grand gestures. And grand gestures can be defined differently, but in terms of how I define them, we use this term in the Marchive. It comes from, I can't remember who, Mark would tell you, he knows, but
Well, we'll cut to Mark Siegel.
yeah.
Send in a clip.
Yeah. So he but basically they're big ideas, right? Big things that you can do for yourself, for others, for, that are above and beyond, right? And so like a grand gesture, maybe we mentioned walking in San Francisco. Like I love doing like marathon length walks in big cities. I did that one. I've done it in Los Angeles. I did Tokyo. I like to do those kinds of things. Huge bike rides, like century length, metric or statute, imperial. I like to do big bike rides. I like to do big journeys, like the cross country ride. And basically I've structured the year around quarterly grand gestures, right? And so like at the end of March, one of the big ones that I have in mind is to do like another huge walk or do a century or a ride around Lake Tahoe, which is a huge ride, 72 miles, but it's a lot of climbing, right? And
not during the snowy season, during the summer.
Yeah, so like, well, it'd be like right as spring is starting, and again, depending on weather. But the idea is like, they're flexible, right? So like, I'm not too rigid. Like I'm not doing all this stuff to do the grand gestures. Like the stuff on the way to the grand gestures is literally the point.
Yeah.
And the grand gestures to me are like the icing, and they're an opportunity to.
It's the dessert at the end of the meal.
Yeah, I really just enjoy them, right? So like to me, this isn't like, I just like all the no pain, no gain, all that kind of stuff, and the grit and all that. Like I need to check multiple boxes in order for me to do things. So like the way I build my life is to build a framework around doing these things naturally, right? So like I'm not going to acquire a piece of technology if it's not checking multiple boxes that I filter through a series of priorities and also my yearly theme, right? Yeah. Just like I'm not going to participate in an activity if it doesn't do that, right? So the second half of the year or the middle of the year, second quarter, I have either do the John Muir Trail, which is, depending on which routes or whatever you do, can be anywhere between 210 to 240 miles with a Mount Whitney ascent summit, potentially a half dome summit.
Wow.
It just depends. And that's very permit intensive, and that would take an entire month.
Yeah.
There's a chance that your sister might join me, which would be amazing. She's been wanting to do it. Let's go actually down here.
Oh, okay.
Way bigger sidewalk, you'll see.
Oh yeah.
She's always dreamt of doing it, so it'd be great. Plus also like having walked with her for a little bit of my San Francisco walk, I realized like she just has she's a very experienced hiker to begin with.
Yeah.
My longest solos have been in the 2-week range. And I'm sure she's competitive with that, or at least has done similar, and she's got a lot of experience with that. She's very knowledgeable. She knows Yosemite really well.
Yeah.
And also she's just got a really good head on her shoulders, and I think we would complement each other well in terms of like, I think she's a better hiker than me.
Oh, she's one of the best hikers.
Yeah, so like she would be incredible, like an incredible resource for me in a lot of ways, and I think that would be really helpful. But either way, I would consider doing it solo if I had to. But it's very permit intensive. It's very, very hard to get permits. They're very competitive.
It's multiple. It's not just like one general John Muir Trail.
No, you can get one permit, Yosemite Wilderness permit, that technically covers the whole John Trail. There are a bunch of like random other little permits that you can do to get in, to get access to, be allowed to. And it also depends on whether you're going southbound or northbound, Nobo or Sobo or Nobo. And the challenges are different for each direction. So like very few people go northbound because it starts with the hardest climbing and the hardest elements, right?
Mount Whitney?
Mount Whitney, you're doing literally day 1 or 2, depending on where you start.
See, I want to get it out of the way.
Yeah, some people do that, but some people don't have they build the fitness toward it and the durability toward it, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you've done prior, right?
That's fair.
And where you're at. And also one of the big benefits to me about going northbound, aside from easier permits, is that the sun's at your back like right now. Or actually the sun's over there. But I don't like having the sun in my face all day.
Yeah, all day.
So,
a little bit, but not all day.
And that would be July. I'm so far 0 for 12 now.
Applications for permits?
Yeah, because you to lottery. I'm 0 for 12 on the lottery, but
What's your backup gesture?
So the backup gesture is the Pacific Coast Bike Route, which is a ride from Vancouver, Canada. You start in Vancouver and you go to Mexico, basically, to the border. So the entire Pacific Coast, along the United States, effectively, and some of Canada. I might just start at the U.S. border.
Yeah.
What's cool is like there's a train, an Amtrak that actually goes to Vancouver that allows bicycles.
Ooh.
So
spend a week and a half on a train just to get to the starting point.
Well, I would drive up far and then take the train the last bit. So like whatever's reasonable for like family and connections and stuff. And that's a lot easier. I have the fitness to do that now.
Yeah.
Whereas the John Muir Trail, like my left knee is a real factor, particularly on like some of the staircases going down. There's a thing
they're like
all
granite.
over. Yeah, they're these huge granite steps. Like sometimes they're literally like approaching 2 feet tall.
Yeah, we encountered some of those on Half Dome a couple years ago.
Yep. And they can be extremely gnarly. And then there's literally 1,000 of them in one instance. And it's like 100 switchbacks. The Golden Staircase. I'm getting those numbers slightly off, but the same applies. And they tear the descending. What this garbage truck has. The descending, those eccentric loads really like tear me up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what am I doing to do all this? I work out a lot. It's not something that's new to me.
Yeah, you've always been very active.
But this year, I'm structuring it more and doing it more in service of durability. So I'm cycling a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm also doing a lot more strength training. Again, in part to correct the leg issues.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised you don't have your ruck.
Yeah, I made a choice because I have a big day ahead of me.
Oh, we're gonna walk a handful of miles and you're gonna keep going.
Yeah, so today, basically what I do is I split strength training up into 6 days a week.
Dang.
But I do 2 days with rest in between per section of the body. So I'll do upper, lower, and core 2 times a week each with 2+ day gaps in between. And I take Mondays off.
It's a weird 3-day leapfrog situation.
Sort of, because I take Mondays off, so it kind of it works out mathematically. So I could do the same thing every day. The biggest question mark is weekends, because I like to ride socially on the weekends, especially with Brandon and you and your pops, where possible. So Saturday or Sunday I'll either bike or row, depending on what.
Okay.
As I really enjoy rowing. It's a really great complement to all this stuff. So what does that mean? It means I'm walking a lot less this year. Last year I did 5 million steps.
Wow.
And then I've been walking a lot because of Pokemon Go requirements for leveling up.
Yeah, they opened up higher level attainment.
Yeah, they've rebalanced the game, so you went from a highest level of 80 or 50 to now 80.
Wow.
And you had to redo the last 10 levels, come with not just XP requirements, but also like milestones of various sorts, like little goals of various sorts that you have to do, or little tasks. And within those levels, there was one task that was walk 200 kilometers, one was walk 300 kilometers, and I just finished walk 400 kilometers.
Whoa.
So, and then you need to walk to hatch eggs, like all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I love that game because it inspires movement. If you're not cheating, you can cheat. People put their freaking thing on auto walkers.
Yeah, no need to cheat.
They spoof their GPS. Like that just makes it very uninteresting to me.
Yeah.
I have no desire to do
That's a
that.
tiny itty bitty bicycle.
Oh, those are all over town. Yeah, those little. I would say about at least 20 kids in town have them. At least.
It's just like a cyclone fence pole and a wheel stuck to it.
That's such a weird.
It's just an aluminum pole with wheels on it.
So I do that, and then the riding, I'm doing at least 100 kilometers a week. Honestly, it should be more, but I just don't have. There's only so much time because other parts are. I didn't bring my EpiPen, so please don't sing me. But other parts are obviously time with family, time with friends, and so like whenever I can do this stuff, like for example, I'm on Ruvi now. I used to be on Zwift, and what those are, they're indoor cycling platforms. And what they allow me to do is put my bike frame on this like thing that replaces the back wheel, basically.
Yeah.
And
a trainer, right?
They call them smart trainers.
A smart trainer.
Yeah, the smart part is because they can control resistance. And they also know how much power you're putting into it, like in wattage.
Okay.
So the amount of torque times your cadence, your RPMs, how fast you're pedaling, and they understand that, and they can understand like changes in elevation. So they'll get harder as you're going virtually uphill. They'll get easier as you're going downhill.
Oh.
They'll get easier as you're drafting behind people. It just depends.
And there's like, it's like a video element. You're
Yeah.
riding along on your iPad or your
Yeah,
TV.
so Zwift is by far, by like orders of magnitude more popular.
Yeah.
But it's a very cartoony platform.
Oh.
And there's a ton of like formal racing on it. I don't do much racing. There's also, but you ride around like Wattopia, and then like virtual representations, cartoony representations of like famous climbs and areas around the United States and world, right? And the rest of the world, which is what really matters, especially for cycling. But Ruvi, their whole shtick is it's like photorealistic.
Oh.
And so you're riding like literally like we're walking right now in a real world environment. And it's got tons of the iconic rides around the world. And then also what's cool about it, it's twofold. I can take my GoPro, and they literally require a GoPro.
Oh,
You can't use
this.
an Insta360. You can't use anything else. They only work with GoPro files, and it has to have GPS. And I can sit a GoPro on my bicycle or in my car and record a route, upload that to Ruvi along with the GoPro information, which is all part of the same file. And they have an editor that is very much like almost like an Insta360 desktop app, where I can go in and like look at draw distance and put elements like balloons and like, race stuff and midpoints and checkpoints. And
Cool.
I could also widen and narrow lanes. I could also
Although you might make a route seem more safe than it actually is, and someone go try to ride it.
some of it's really funny, but me and Brandon have experienced it. But like, I could also adjust like the smoothness and changes in elevation and grades and all that stuff. So it's really, really cool because I can take like the routes that we do in Fresno, or Clovis all the time with the family and friends, and like I can do the one around Millerton Lake that I want to do this year.
Yeah.
That's a huge one. That's even bigger than Tahoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you'll see, because it doesn't go directly around the lake. It's way above and below it, and there's a lot more climbing even. So that's a monster one. But then also I can drop in GPX files. This is obviously getting in the weeds, but like a GPX file basically is like think of it as like a file that has your route information. So like when I'm on my Garmin, on my bike or watch or whatever, or on an Apple Watch, and I record a walk, you know how it has the map information?
Yeah.
And the map information, we can cross here or there, it doesn't matter. We're gonna go down Draper.
Okay.
Wait. It has the map information, which also has altitude information.
Ooh.
You can export that information as a GPX file.
Okay.
So like when we ride in Clovis and my Garmin records it, I can send that route into Ruvi, and it will create a virtual representation of that exact route for me, including all the changes in elevation and all that stuff. It obviously won't be the video, but they'll use like canned video. It's not quite procedurally generated. It's fine. It's totally fine. Like I don't care, because like it doesn't need to know about the turns or anything like that. But basically, I've already uploaded to Ruvi all the routes that I plan on riding this year.
Nice.
And that allows me to kind of prepare for them ahead of time. So that'll be one of the things I'm doing later on today. But yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, the air durability, it's a big deal. Like I work out a lot, but I guess it's important to note that it's a shit ton of activity throughout the week. So it's like at least 20 hours. I have to work it around having a family life, work life, and all that stuff. And you know, it's what I enjoy. So it's not like my whole world is set up to it. And you can see how I set up my office with all that stuff. And now my daughter is getting more into stuff, so I get to spend time with her doing that. My son's interested, you know. And then, you know, I still do the incidental cycling and all that stuff around the neighborhood for drop-offs and
taking the kids to school.
For groceries, go for it. So it's great in that regard. And it's just like, it's what I love. Movement really is central to my entire existence. I think it's honestly central to everybody, so you just don't acknowledge it.
Right.
And then like, I use I do a lot of active recovery. So yeah, I am doing strength training 6 times a week, but also I'm recovering each group body, muscle group within that. I have a hard day off on Mondays.
Yeah.
And if anything, it'll be like go for a nice walk or incidental cycling, or
Yeah.
have you play some Pokemon Go, relax with the family.
So it's not like full couch potato.
I have a really hard time sitting on the couch, and I really value rest. I have a
Yeah.
hard time relaxing, but I really value rest. I consider it movement for the mind, movement for what I would refer to as loosely as a spirit, and those sorts of things. Like those are all really important to me. So,
Yeah.
you mentioned Apple Fitness Plus.
Yes.
So they made a bunch of changes this year. So like for core stuff and for rowing,
Oh, rowing.
I've actually been experimenting with Apple Fitness Plus because there's a big bump coming.
Huh.
Because they've added this year, like January 2nd, they added formal plans. So beyond just like pick a video and do it.
Yeah.
And the videos were always high quality. The instructors are often a little bit too gung-ho for me, but that's fine. They're fine. They're totally fine.
They gotta.
They're
That's just-
very high quality. And when, I do like the interface when you connect your Apple Watch to it. And now you get the burn bar. I don't know if you know what that is, but then you also get, you could see your rings.
And
you
the
could see-
rings,
You
yeah,
can see the
that's what I was
timing and all that
used to.
stuff.
Yeah.
But the burn bar is like a representation of like how much effort you're putting in.
Oh.
And then I guess relative to either yourself, I actually don't know.
It's your Street Fighter.
Health, kind of, sort of. Or more like the V gauge in Street Fighter
V gauge,
5
yeah,
or the other,
yeah.
because I don't know how
That
much
sounds-
6 you know.
No.
But anyway, so you have that burn bar that shows kind of like how much you're doing. And then, but the problem is like sometimes the watch won't connect. And then when it doesn't connect, it's like a really big pain in the ass to get it connected. But I would say overall, it's probably like 80%, 85%. And it works especially well on iPads. Like that's closer to 100%. But I do it on my Apple TV.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say that the plans are really a huge leap up because they lend some additional structure to it. You can filter by instructor, you can filter by workout type, you can filter by day, you can change which days they fall on, you can filter by music type.
Oh, yeah.
So I get basically exactly what I want. Because the thing about Apple Fitness videos, they're good, high quality, but there has never been any linearity to them or any progression to them.
Yeah, I'm here to show up and do some core workout or to do some weight.
Yeah, and
training.
it's often just random shit, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I do want that variety.
Yeah.
I like the muscle confusion. I like to try different things, but also
Mix it up.
It's good for actually building, right? Durability.
Oh, look, the Kingsburg Square of the season. They had the Santa Claus here, and now we got ready for Valentine's Day. Love, big love in Kingsburg.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then these folks, they
Fancy.
change it, obviously by holiday, sometimes by season.
Nice.
It is nice. I like that they do that. I like that sort of stuff. But
Sorry, you're working out. You now got the Apple Fitness plans.
Yeah.
You can kind of put together more of a long-term strategy
Yeah.
to your fitness.
so I'm doing Apple Fitness Plus, just trialing it for these next 8 weeks. It's going well, so I'm probably going to stick with it.
Nice.
And then, like I said, Ruby. So I'm G-Tang Jr. on Ruby.
Hey.
If you happen to be on that platform, it's a ton of fun.
What's the cost?
Yeah, so I think it's like $15 a month or something like that.
Okay, not
But when they have compared to Zwift, it's $20 a month for one person.
Yeah.
But they have duo plans. That's what Brandon and I are on,
Oh, you share.
and that makes it $10 a month per person.
Nice.
Then they also have a 5-person group plan, which makes it even less per month per person, like
Nice.
$8 a month per person.
But you do need to have a smart trainer. You do need to.
You need to have
some sort of screen.
You don't need a smart trainer necessarily. You want the smart trainer. They're like great ones now are like $400, $500.
Oh.
They've gone down substantially in price. Like you can get an excellent smart trainer for $400 right now. And that is fairly universal. Can work with vast majority of bicycles from 8-speed all the way up to 12 speeds. I think in some instances 13 speeds depending on what your setup is.
Whoa.
And they'll take a rear cassette, or you can have a universal cassette, like what they call a Zwift cog.
Oh.
But you don't need to necessarily, like if you have just a heart rate monitor, you could use an exercise bike.
Okay.
Like you can also add to your exercise bike a cadence sensor and give it a little bit more information. But honestly, just the heart rate monitor is barely enough. Like with your heart rate information, Zwift and Ruvi can actually just estimate. And then a lot of like exercise bikes, Mark of the Mark, he's got one that does power. Like it sends the power information, through over Bluetooth. And Zwift and Ruvi and other platforms can see that information. So you can tie that with your heart rate, and you have like all the information you need.
Cool.
And since power is a function of torque and cadence, it always sends cadence data too when you have power information. So
Nice.
yeah, so you can do that. You can even have like your regular bike on dumb rollers, like those crazy balance things that I have.
Those are scary.
If you have a speed sensor on your bike, like I have one on my hub, and a cadence sensor and a heart rate strap, you can just ride with that too.
Nice.
Now your resistance won't change in game, but you can use your gears to do that.
Yeah, you just
and you
play
can
along.
just guess, at it. But the whole idea of a smart trainer is it's doing all that. Brandon's is extra fancy. Like you can pair your heart rate meter to the smart rate trainer and send all that information as one device from the heart rate. So you can send cadence.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break and
controls.
say hi to my friend Lauren at the chamber.
Yeah.
Hello. Can we bother you?
Kyle.
Oh, we're enjoying all the changeover from Christmas to Valentine's Day. We're getting our
The bank decorated for Valentine's Day, so it looks really nice. Thank you guys.
My
See
pleasure.
You next time.
yeah.
Bless up.
Yeah.
That was a fun diversion. I like that. I like
Yeah.
her. She's great.
Okay, you were talking about your Ruvi.
Yeah, my fun setups.
You were talking about the what the bare minimum you would need to do a Ruvi.
Yeah,
So
you don't need much. Is the point? Like you don't really need much.
$8 to $15 a month, depending on how many people you can rope into doing it with you, and
Yeah.
then some minimal heart rate monitor and bike tracker.
Or you can set up, if you have a Garmin, it could broadcast heart rate. Apple Watches
Oh,
don't
yeah.
broadcast heart
No.
rate, which is asinine. There are third-party apps that sort of do it, but it's clunky and delayed and often doesn't stay connected. Yeah. So Apple Watches aren't really great for compatibility with anything
Yeah.
except for Strava. But anyway, more in the weeds, of course, because that's what I geek out on. So that a lot of movement, a lot of, like I said, just stuff in service to durability. Third quarter, I do have some cool stuff like that. I might do the Tahoe ride around then. It can change. And it also depends on like how I recover from the big grand gestures, because I think I've talked to people or you in the past about like this post-adventure, or what they call post-trail depression. Often when I do like a big thing, I have this like great routine leading into it, and then like I have a very small, simple existence while I'm doing it, because it's just all about that.
Yeah.
But
then it's over.
Then it's over, and it's like, well, what am I doing? So that's why like durability is also in part the ability to kind of recover from those things more quickly, and realize like again, the process is the point,
Yeah.
not the thing itself.
So recover and then get back on the horse.
Yeah. So I've been trying
in this
to
case,
improve
bike.
that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. Like, for the last quarter, I have what is potentially the biggest grand gesture of all, but that could easily fall apart. There's so many moving parts to it. So if I don't do that, there'll be some other backup things. I won't talk about that quite yet, what it could be. I have mentioned it to you in secret.
Yes. Yes. We'll keep people, give people a reason to come back and listen.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. It really also depends on my health situation. Like, I have another big checkup coming in a few months or so here, and we'll see if the trend really is positive, because all that stuff can derail me really quickly.
Yeah.
But again, I shouldn't really think of it as a derailment, because really it's just I've set up my life, my existence, my environment, my framework to be able to roll with this stuff and to be able to make adjustments, right? And it's not.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a big proponent of resolutions. Let's make the left. Yeah, we're gonna see the new steam train that they just dropped in. I have some. Maybe I'll give you some footage for it. But they just dropped a new. I think it's from 1918. I want to say, this steam train or steam engine. And then I don't know if they put both parts in, but they did have both parts.
Cool.
But over at the historic train depot here. And it was really cool to watch them lift it on a crane and take it off and put it on the tracks.
Nice.
But
This is where your friend's gonna have a birthday party?
yeah, at the historic train depot, they have like a facility where you can rent it for super cheap.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, like I think a lot of times part of the reason, the thing about goals and resolutions, like goals, they're all well and good, right? Goals are useful as like really clear metrics and, you know, the things you need to chip away at to get to those things. But like, and resolutions tend to be a little bit rigid and you feel like shit if you don't hit them. And if like,
Yeah.
whereas a theme, it's like, this is that big bump from before.
Kaboom, kaboom.
Whereas a theme is more, it's more flexible, right? It's more forgiving.
Yeah.
It's more of a path for yourself, for your existing and future self, which I much prefer. But again, yeah, I do have like very specific goals. And the goal this, if there's any goal really, it's really consistency this year, you know? So
this is the train depot?
yeah,
Wow.
flip it around backwards. Yeah, that's another thing about like the little Osmo. It's like a double click and flip it forward,
Yeah.
you know? Which
No, I want to compose a shot with my
I really like that. Oh no, I mean you obviously your process is fine, but I'm saying like if I had to have one of these
Yeah.
for vlogging, for
But you
walking
could just
around,
you pop the pod out.
yeah. Then it's like move.
You got
you
little
know.
model trains in there. Tonight's
Western Union
FHKD
Telegraph and
board
Cable Office, which is awesome.
meeting. Wow.
And I think that's pretty much how. I think Kingsburg, that's how it was founded. It was founded as a train stop, effectively, like so many of these towns along the expansion west. A lot of these towns cropped up along where they had train depots for, you know, delivering and moving goods, and the town would spread along that.
Oh, yeah.
I might have just pulled that out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure I read it on one of those boards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that train up there.
Oh yeah, it's genuinely awesome. I'm actually one of the more exciting things in a town that I have a mixed relationship with. Let's just say. But yeah, the little facility they have is right in here.
Cool.
Yeah. It can sound like a lot, but again, like, what are my priorities? What are, you know, and it took me forever to figure out what those priorities were. I mean, I knew them on paper, but really internalizing them and understanding how to filter my decision making and things that I do through them is a whole different level for me anyway. And I finally feel like in the last few years that I've gotten to that point. So like, yes, I'm increasing the volume, but it's also nothing new for me. It's just the shit that I'm doing anyway. Yeah. But a little bit more structure and a little bit more tailored toward this concept of durability.
Cool. All right. Well,
I'm gonna cut you off. Like,
Oh.
I just like, so many times like we're stuck in a mode where we
look at that train.
Oh yeah, it is 1918, number 1238. Amazing.
That's cool.
So I guess they had a QR code over there to show how they
Are you in this one?
picked it up, and they took video and drone footage of all that stuff. We're gonna stay over here so we can pass the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
You want to ride on a train?
Well, they got some lighting for it.
Nice.
I think it was awesome. Another thing, like, maybe it's the near death of things, but like being okay that I'm like not being okay with letting go of lives that I didn't get to live and being happy with this one that I have and
Yeah.
understanding it and living in service to that. All that kind of goes together. I really enjoy that stuff.
Yep. We have one life to live. We're making the best of it.
Yeah. and that's part of durability too.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great. I think that's a great spot to leave this. Happy 2026.
Yeah.
What's your theme? Leave a comment down below. Leave us a review or whatever. I don't know. And this has been Editor. I'm Kyle.
I'm Gilbert.
And we'll see you whenever we do this again. We go on another walk. Peace.